Hi everybody, I'm back this time to show you some CDs and also some vinyl. CD finds of all kinds and also some vinyl finds of all kinds. Okay, so I've been getting these together and I've been waiting till I have an assortment that's big enough to make a video for, and that time has arrived. So let's go. First off, I'll do the CDs and then I'll get to the vinyl. Okay, this one is going to shock a lot of people who have been following me for a while, because I got Every Breath You Take, the classics by the Police on CD. And the reason that that's kind of unusual for me is that other than Every Breath You Take and Roxanne and maybe two or three others, I never really grew up liking the Police too much. But I think sometimes times change. Maybe one of these days I'll like Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, but don't count on it. But you never know. I just was looking at this and I thought, this is like $3. Okay, used CDs these days are so cheap. I thought there's a lot of good stuff on here. King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger, Don't Stand So Close to Me, etc., etc. Walking on the Moon, Can't Stand Losing You, etc., etc. I thought, yeah, okay. Okay, a lot of people are going to be cringe at this because I guess this is overly played out to a lot of people, but I figured Hotel California, the Eagles classic album, cheap CD used, what the heck. Okay, we got Chuck Berry, Rock and Roll Rarities. When you say rock and roll rarities, I don't think they're super rare. They're just some tracks that you don't usually get, I think. I don't think there's anything rare on here. I don't think these are the regular songs from the Chess era. There's stuff on here: Run Rudolph Run, You Never Can Tell. Let's see, that was in Pulp Fiction, that song, You Never Can Tell. Let's see, It Wasn't Me. Certain songs that I don't really get all the time. I have the CD, I think it's called The Great 28, Chuck Berry's most popular tunes. This is a little something different, and again, for a few bucks, come on. And I thought, maybe I'll get this. This is still sealed. Bo Diddley, his best. I have a few Bo Diddley albums. I like that old time rock stuff from one of the pioneers. And that really makes it quite cool to have them all together like that on one CD. This here, now, I'm not the biggest Chicago fan in the world, but there are some Chicago popular songs I like, and I thought this looked interesting. The Very Best of Chicago, Only the Beginning. This was $8, this one. But there are 2 discs in here. A lot of good tracks. A lot of tracks that I know. Tracks that I don't know. But I think that if I play this in the car or something, listen to it during a ride, I think I'll recognize a lot of tracks here that I liked and didn't know by title. All right, I also picked this up. This is Cher Gold. I have a lot of Cher stuff. A lot of Cher. I have Cher on vinyl. I have Sonny and Cher on vinyl. I have Cher and Sonny and Cher on CD. And I picked this one. It's a compilation, 2-disc set. Again, it's got stuff from like I Got You, Babe, and All I Really Want to Do, and Bang Bang, and Alfie. Early songs by Cher and Sonny and Cher. And it goes all the way up to stuff like Believe, and If I Could Turn Back Time, and later stuff. So I figured that's a nice Cher compilation. Finally, for CDs, that is, I have this, The Other Side of the Mirror by Stevie Nicks. I like Stevie Nicks. I know the only song on here that was a hit was the main single, Rooms on Fire. I remember Rooms on Fire from back in the day. It wasn't one of her best songs to me, but back then I think I might have had the vinyl LP. I'm going to give it a shot at some point. I'm going to play the whole thing and see what I think of the whole album. All right, so that's it for CDs. Now let's get to the LPs, and I want to start with this. We're going to go back to Chuck Berry, the great Chuck Berry. For Chuck Berry, Berry is on top. This is from the 1950s. I would say it was an original, but I don't think it is. This is in pretty darn good shape. It's on the Chess label, but it isn't on the black Chess label. I believe the black Chess label is the original label. This one is the blue, but this was in such good shape. I played the whole thing already. at my local record store where I purchased it. And, you know, it's funny how a lot of these older records, these vintage records, they sound good, even though they're from the 50s. They were made so good, they still sound good, you know? I'm amazed by that. That something that's as old and relic-y could sound so good. Then we'll follow that up with this album. I forget if this is his, I think these are his second and third albums. I'm not 100% sure. I think the one I showed was the second album of his. This one I think is the third. 1 Dozen Berries, another Chuck Berry album from the 50s in really good shape. This one, however, show you the back. I mean, you got some writing in there. Some person, some writing back in the day. I could live with that. You don't find these brand spanking new in flawless shape usually, but this one is on the black chest label, so obviously I'm pretty sure this one would be first press, kind of what you're looking for if you're looking to get the real McCoy, the earliest versions of something. Now let's stick with Chuck Berry. I'm going to keep this outside. See, that's what I do. There's a tiny little split there. You can maybe see it there. Just a tiny little seam split. Not all the way across. I leave records in the back when you have a seam split like that. And it usually happens on a lot of these old 1950s records that are kind of tight with the cardboard. I don't find the need to do that on most albums. And I don't generally like putting them back here. I know people say it's great to put records in the back. I'll get a lot of comments on that because it prevents ring wear. And I still say, and I want to make a video one day, I'd like to know, you know, they say it prevents ring wear. Okay, I understand. Don't put it inside the sleeve. It'll prevent ring wear this way, right? But then what about when you have them on the shelf or the next album is smushed against that? Does that create ring wear on this album cover? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of putting albums in the back, but I will in cases like this where forcing it into the cardboard might create more of a seam split. Okay, let's show the last Chuck Berry album, Fresh Berries. This is from 1965. I was a little lukewarm at first on whether or not I should get this album because I really didn't know it well. But then what I did was I played it at my record store all the way through, and I said, I like it. I like it. And there's some styles of Chuck here that I didn't know. He sings soft on a few of these tracks, and I didn't know that Chuck Berry could like sing kind of soft and easy like that rather than the rock and roll approach that he usually does. And there we go. There's the other chest label, 1965, I believe, for that. Now, this one I can be okay with putting it back in its jacket, I think. Or maybe not. Alright. I got only 2 more left to show you. And I could do this afterwards. Sometimes I wait till after the video's over before I put them back like that. But hang in there. Oh, this was a curiosity. I mean, I didn't realize that Goffin and King, Carole King and Jerry Goffin, I had a daughter. I didn't know about Louise Goffin. This is not in the best shape. It's got ring wear. It was only a couple of dollars, and this is just a curiosity is why I picked it up. As you can see, ring wear down there. I usually don't bother with ring wear, crappy looking albums, but what really appealed to me here when I looked was there was a track on there by her. Let's see if you could see it. It's the second one there. It's called All I've Got to Do. And All I've Got to Do, yes, I checked. It's a Lennon and McCartney song from the second Beatles album, With the Beatles. And wow, okay, so I checked it out, listened to it. I said, I like it. So I like her voice, and I'm going to give this album a try. So I did it. And you'll notice here, it's a loaned for promotional, well, loaned for promotion only, not for sale. There you go. And for those who really are interested in looking, on Asylum, you can see a white label promo there. Now let's go to the last item here. I was debating whether or not I should get this last record. And as it turned out, I did get it. I really like the artist Lesley Gore, and I have a bunch of Lesley Gore original albums. This is a compilation from Australia, and it's called Start the Party Again. Take off on her hit song, It's My Party. And yeah, so I looked at that. There's the back cover. And what appealed to me is there are 25 songs on here. You can't see them all, but there are 23 songs on side one. Let me say that again. 13 songs on side one, edit, cut, slice. 12 songs on side two. And if you want to stick around just to see the label, it says Raven Records from Australia. Lots of tracks on here. Look, you might not be able to see the lines, but there are a lot of tracks on here. They jam a lot of tracks. You can't see it onto this record. Now, this is a situation where I already have a couple of Lesley Gore CDs with all the hits on them. And oh, it's a gatefold also. I don't know how many people are still watching. How could I forget? Really nice gatefold. A lot of pictures of Lesley there. And okay. Yeah, so I have CDs by her, and as I say, I have a few studio vinyl LPs. Did I really need this Australian LP? It's an addiction. It's an addiction that you try to beat, and you can't always achieve it. But yeah, really happy with these finds. Getting heavily into CDs again. And I'll show you what I get in the future. Thank you for watching, everybody.